Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Raw No Condemnation. I'm Chucky.
Yo, I'm J.A.
Man, we're in the building today, man. Jay, listen, check this out, man. It's going crazy out here in the NFL world right
Man,
now.
yeah.
Everybody talking about
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown and Bruce Arians. Antonio Brown Antonio Brown walked off the field. He took his shirt off, took his jersey off, took his shirt off, his Under Armour shirt, threw it in the crowd, walked off the field in the middle of the game, bro.
Right. Yeah, I checked that out. But when I first saw it, my thing was I thought about, like, before I have any type of judgment, I wanted to know the whole story because I know it was more to it. And now I think that the more of the story has come out. I think he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing, in case y'all haven't been up on it, man. Antonio Brown plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was coached by Coach Bruce Arians.
Right.
And Antonio Brown on this past game, he jogged over to the sidelines, took his shirt off, jogged over to the sideline, sat down.
Mm-hmm.
Coach walked over to him, started talking to him. He goes back, he get up, he take his shirt off, he take his jersey off, he take off his pads, he tosses his shirt, his jersey, his Under Armour shirt, stuff that pro athletes do. Now, let me tell y'all, that wasn't crazy.
Mm-hmm.
For him to take his jersey off and throw it into the stands, or his Under Armour shirt, or any of that. Some pro athletes do that, man. We used to see that quite often with people like Dennis Rodman and other athletes, man. They get that stuff to the fans, because they get a new one every single game.
Right.
And he did that. Now, at first take, Jay, I was like you. I was like, man, is this much? Even that came to my mind, is Dennis Rodman.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, is he tripping? What is he doing? It's the middle of the game.
Right.
He leaving the game.
Yeah.
He's stupid.
Yeah.
And Bruce Arians, when he did his coach, Bruce Arians, when he did the post game, he just said, he not a buck anymore.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about
right. So it was like we brushing him off, he crazy or whatever,
Yeah, but even to make that comment, he not a buck anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
That tells you that it tells me that he don't believe that Antonio Brown is crazy. That means he's disappointed at something. Because if they were saying that he was mentally ill,
right, you might feel some remorse. You might feel sorry for him. You feel bad.
You'll feel sorry. You'll say, "Hey, we working it out. He's blah 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 blah." He was like, "He not a buck anymore." That means he fired.
Right. No, I think I agree. I think personally, I think that I think this is a sick situation. I think it's sickening. I think that there's no way the press, the media, or would have dealt with anybody else who wasn't a black man this same way. I don't. I think that especially now that more of the facts come out, clearly he had been being pressured to play injured, and it got to a point where he could no longer do that. And because he could no longer do that, he now became disposable to the coach and to the Bucks team. I think that's despicable. I think it's sickening. I think that I can't even explain. Like, we have a heart for everybody except when it's us. We got a heart for
except when
everybody
it's the black
except
man.
when it's us. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
You know, Jay,
we saw, and and much love and respect to the sisters out there. We saw Simone Biles. We saw Naomi. We saw them. Get to a point in certain competitions where they had to drop out, and it being in those cases for mental health reasons. In this case, it there may, whether there was any mental health issue at play or not, there were definitely physical health issues at play, and
that could have been messing with his mental.
right, and I'm sure that that they were both involved, but the fact that you feel like it's okay as an NFL team to say that as a black man can be fired on the spot during a game for not wanting to enter the game while in excruciating pain and injured, and while taking drugs that are not that are not recommended to get through that
by the very by the very league that he played for.
Yeah.
The league
And
frowned upon those drugs.
Right.
You know, Jay, have you ever seen the okay, I'm a football coach.
Okay.
High school football coach, as you already
No
know,
doubt,
but
no doubt.
you know, those out there listening may not know I'm a high school football coach. And also I'm a Denver Bronco fan, for those of you who actually watch our videos.
Right. How would
Y'all
they
see,
know?
you're right. Y'all would see I represent the Broncos often, you know, in some way. I may have on the hat, my lanyard, my t-shirt, some way, you know. But listen, with that said, football, if you've ever seen a combine, right? A football combine. And for those of you that might not know what a football combine is, I'm gonna explain it just a little bit, right? So a combine is where they see how fast you can run, how high you can jump, how much weight you can lift. You know, they put you through various drills and everything. If you haven't seen one,
like
go
auction,
to Google.
Huh?
It's point.
Sound like an auction,
That's my
bro.
point. That's my point. The point that I'm making. Football, in the way that they deal in football, is so close to slavery. It's a shame. You know, it really is. It's that close to slavery, and the mentality of it a lot of time reflect slave owner relationship. And I know people out there saying, well, but they're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, but they getting paid millions and millions of dollars a lot of times to put their, not a lot of times, every time, to put their life on the line.
Yeah.
Like they literally go out there to entertain.
Right. Tearing their bodies up. But most of them only last a couple years and their bodies are tore up.
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. The average football player lasts 3 years in the NFL. And, you know, with that said, you know, the way that a coach approach an athlete, a coach has to be a leader. You know, to get somebody to put their life on the line for you, to get somebody to put their body on the line, you have to be somebody that people are willing to follow into a battle, because that's what the hell going on that football field. You know, whether you know, if you never played football, you may not understand the impact that it has on your physical and mental football.
Yeah.
And
so it is
with
a
coach,
battle. Most sports are just an extension of the old gladiator battles from back in the day to entertain folks.
And that's what it is. And that's what it is. You know, see, Kwame wrote a statement, man, that's important. And if he it was released on his agent attorney website.
You said Kwame?
And Kwame. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Kwame Brown. Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. Right.
Kwame Brown in the news too.
Yeah,
but
he stay in the news with the mama's cooking.
him and they going back and forth. But Antonio Brown, attorney released a statement. His attorney is Sean Burston, and he released a statement from Antonio Brown, and Antonio talked about, well, matter of fact, let me just read a quick part of it. He said, "I didn't quit, I was cut. I didn't walk away from my brothers, I was thrown out. Being fired on the sideline for having a painful injury was bad enough. Then there came the spin, coach denial on national TV that he knew about my ankle. That's 100% inaccurate." Then he go on to explain in that statement, and y'all can read the statement, in that statement, he go on to explain that that he got evidence, he got text messages and everything, even to the point of he had told his coach that day, Sunday, that that his ankle was not right. But what he did was, when he left the stadium that next morning, he went to a doctor, and they did an emergency or urgent MRI on his ankle, on his leg. They, according to him, they found bone fragments, torn ligament, all kinds of stuff wrong with his ankle. He said that the medical personnel of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had him on powerful medication to force him to play. He said that, he also said that when he came on the sidelines, that his coach Bruce Arians came up to him and said, "Get back in. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" And when he told his coach,
"It's my ankle.
It's my ankle." He said his coach's response to that was, "You done." And then he said his coach slid his finger across his neck. A real coach, a real leader, I've had kids, man, and these kids not getting paid millions of dollars.
Right.
These kids are getting paid $0.
Right.
I've had kids, man, beg me to continue playing because they want to win for me. Beg me to get back in the game after they're injured or hurt, or beg me to come back to practice, after I've sent them to the trainer and the trainer say, they out for a while or whatever, right? Because they feel like they hurting the team or hurting me by not being out there on the field.
Right.
See, a real leader, Jay, will not, and I know you've been in those positions, in different situations,
no doubt,
of leading. Real leader, people will go above and beyond what needs to be done for you when they believe in you.
Right.
And anytime you have a coach that'll come out and fire you, allegedly, in the middle of a game, I've never heard of nothing like that, Jay.
No, and then they say, people want to say, okay, he tripping, he crazy, he this, he that. Your coach just fired you during the game. Why would you want to continue to sit there in humiliation? Yeah, he left. I don't think it was anything wrong with him.
I don't leaving. Either. I don't
think if things transpire in the way that it's been described. That I mean, personally, I think there should be a lot of people upset, not only with his coach, but with the entire NFL in the way that they're dealing with this situation. Because I think it's a terrible way to deal with somebody, and I don't think they would do that if he weren't who he is.
bro, if I was sitting on the jury and they're denying that of course they're gonna deny that they fired him, right? Because it's a whole different money game if they fired him
Mhm.
than if he quit,
Right, right,
right?
right.
So now you talking about some guaranteed money got to be paid and all kinds of stuff got to happen, right? So now they denying and they saying, hey, go. They told Antonio to go to a doctor, not real to a doctor of their choosing,
Not realizing
right?
he done already went to a
He
doctor.
already been, he done already been to a doctor, and he's already gotten results on outside of their doctors,
Right.
and 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 now they have to try and find a way to reconcile this thing. I believe they have to try and find a way to reconcile this thing, and I don't think Bruce Arians want to do it.
No, I don't think there is a way to reconcile this. I think um I mean, because you can't give him his job back at this point. I wouldn't play for you. Um,
I wouldn't play either.
no, I wouldn't play for you. I probably wouldn't even play for the league. But because I think that this is just a despicable way of dealing with people. I think that I mean, like I say, I personally think you know there should be um there should be some consequences for his coach. And I also think that we have to take another look at what we supporting. In terms of
Right.
how are we gonna allow in this case black men to be treated?
I mean, and I hate to say this, but even when you go back to how they treated Kaepernick in the
Yeah,
NFL,
I don't think this
you
is
know,
very much. It's not a whole big difference.
no, it's not. I think that, we still, when it comes to sports, even though we 80 to 90% of the NFL,
Mm-hmm.
the makeup of the NFL is 80 to 90% us on the field playing.
But that's not. I don't think we're
And
not 80 or 90% because they particularly want us there more than they want somebody else there. It's just that that's where the talent is.
yeah, absolutely. We 80 to 90%, we 80 to 90%, but still get treated like, second class
Yeah,
citizens. You know, and but that also goes along with how they don't allow black people to own teams, NFL teams.
mm-hmm.
You know, black people been trying to own NFL teams forever. My beloved Broncos up for sale. And I know that Jay-Z in particular and a few other black people were after the contracts for the Broncos,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I don't think they making any headway. We'll see. We'll see. And this is my beloved Broncos, but it's just unfair treatment for black men, period.
Yeah,
In the NFL.
yeah,
And we are the NFL,
right.
you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And I mean, and it's like that in all sports, but in particular the NFL. The NFL is lousy in the way that they treat black people, black men.
But if you think
You
about it,
know,
back to the parallels in terms of slavery. You got all of these black folks, on the field, and then all the owners, most of the coaches, you know, not they don't look like them.
they don't.
It further plays into that idea, and I think further justifies like that treatment.
Right.
It's just no excuse for me to um to fire somebody in the middle of a football game because they don't want to play while they're hurt in
Bro,
excruciating pain, unable to play. But that's not enough for you. To
bro,
me, that's sick.
I was on a job threatened my boss. I did.
Don't incriminate yourself here, my bro.
Hey, I didn't give a damn then, and I don't give a damn now.
Right.
He knew he was finna get these hands, Jay.
Right.
And his boss
Mm-hmm.
pulled me into a room to talk to me about the situation, as opposed to embarrassing me in front of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I wasn't making no $1 million, no $1 million a game like Kwame. I mean, like Antonio.
You didn't want him to be Kwame.
Oh man, because Kwame, the reason Kwame keep coming up is because I was reading some stuff about Kwame earlier today.
Right.
And he's staying on my mind. We probably need to talk about that too.
Yeah, we'll hit them on the next one.
We'll get them on the next one.
Right.
But Antonio got fired, bro. Who fires you in the middle of the workday? They wait until the day is over to fire you, or they fire you before you come. They fire you as soon as you get there or right after your day is over.
Nah, he fired him live on TV in front of millions of people and thought that was fine. Thought he's supposed to sit down, shut up, and throw the ball.
What he get, put his feet up and watch the game?
Yeah,
what was he supposed to do? You know
what? I agree with him. I support him 1000%, and I think they're completely wrong.
They're completely wrong in my opinion, but we could be completely wrong. Y'all let us know what y'all think about this whole situation with Antonio Brown, man, Bruce Arians, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the NFL.
Right.
What y'all think about that, man? Make sure y'all like and comment and subscribe.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Make sure y'all subscribe to this, man. But we do want to hear from y'all. We want to know what y'all feel about this. Was Kwame Brown? Kwame, why can't I get past Kwame, man?
Antonio Brown, bro.
Was Antonio Brown right for walking off? And what do y'all think about this whole situation, man? Y'all let us know in the comments.
No doubt. So I think we covered it for today. But y'all remember also, while you on here, like and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna say it one more time. Like and subscribe to the channel.
Hit that notification button, but subscribe first, then hit the notification button.
That little bell, click.
That helps us out a lot, y'all. When y'all actually subscribe.
Yeah, no doubt.
It helps us out a lot.
So yeah, I think it's been real though.
It's been raw.
No condemnation.
Peace.